It's time we take a look back at the video game franchise that immersed us into the world, or worlds, of chocobos, airships, and spiky-haired guys with enormous swords. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Final Fantasy games. We're in the midst of putting together the top 10 JRPGs of all time, and due to our one game per franchise rule for lists of that nature, we need to determine which of these games is best to represent the series. For this list, we're including anything from the main series, sequels, or spin-offs, but they must have Final Fantasy in the title to be eligible.
She airship enough for you?
Number 10. Final Fantasy 13.
Oh, this video is from 8 years ago, so it's not gonna have the new Final Fantasy on there.
Despite being the game that finally brought the franchise into HD, it gave us a strong female lead character in the form of Lightning. The game introduces players to the world of Cocoon and the impressive government, the Sanctum, who are at constant war with the land of Pulse below. Our heroes soon find themselves being forced to fight for the opposite side, after being branded as traitors.
If we work together and carry out our focus...
The fal'Cie took Serah from us, and you want to help it? Whose side are you on?
This title later went on to spawn 2 sequels, and they were not as good as this game. But to be frank, this one barely squeaked its way onto the list, thanks to issues with its combat system and extremely linear gameplay. Number 9, Final Fantasy 3.
Like the actual 3, the one that we can't play in the West unless you get like a weird port or some shit.
Despite the original title being released on the Famicom in 1990, Western players would have to wait 16 years before it was finally released in a 3D remake for the Nintendo DS. The game puts players in control of 4 light warriors who set out on a quest to save the world.
It's the Warriors of Light.
Just your generic Final Fantasy story arc, but the game makes up for this with the introduction of a job system, with a choice of 23 jobs for each party member, unlocking potentially unlimited party customizations. Number 8, Final Fantasy 4.
This is a good game. To me, Final Fantasy 4 to me is like the first, like, real Final Fantasy. I haven't played 3 really, but so 1 is like, you know, it's a game. 2, but like the story's very linear, it's very simple. 2, they tried to do like a story, but it didn't really hit completely. It was all over the place. 4 had like a cohesive, emotionally resonant, you know, characters, having arcs and character development and character relationships, all the stuff you want for like all the best parts of what Final Fantasy can do. To me, 4 is the first one of those. So yeah, so from this one on, from 8 on, these all better be good. The rest of these.
Time has come. Bid farewell to your blood-stained past.
Originally released as Final Fantasy II in North America, the 4th installment in the franchise can be considered responsible for the series' subsequent success. Many of the elements it introduced became staples for future titles, such as its active battle system and its standard class designations for all its main characters. The game also brought a certain depth to the characters that the franchise hadn't yet experimented with, following the story of the Dark Knight Cecil. Cecil feels that he has lost his humanity for following unjust orders by his king, and starts a quest for redemption to undo the evil he had a hand in causing.
King's orders or no, there's no forgiving what we've done.
Number 7, Final Fantasy 12.
I can never fucking get into this game. I own it. I've tried to beat it multiple times. I just get lost in the woods. That is this game. It's a really pretty game, and it's fun. I can't get through it, though. I just get lost in it every time.
This title marks a time when Final Fantasy developers attempted to experiment a bit outside of their tried, tested, and approved formula. Along with a realistic character design, the game adopted an MMORPG style of combat, prompting a switch away from the traditional turn-based style the franchise had become so familiar with. The game follows Vaughn and Amelia in a story to reclaim Amelia's kingdom after it was conquered by the Arcadian Empire, complete with cinematic airship battles. But let's be honest, the real stars of this game were the Sky Pirates, Baltier and Fran.
I'm checking the engine room.
Right.
Fran, with me?
Number 6, Final Fantasy VIII.
This is such a polarizing game. To put it this high, you know, you've made your stance. I've never played it. I can't say, but I know it's very polarizing.
The 8th installment in the numbered franchise became another pioneer of originality with its new innovations. After the success of Final Fantasy VII, for this entry, Square pushed forward a more focused love story and a greater emphasis on the futuristic world that this game is based in. In this title, players followed the story of a group of candidates of the military academy SEED, in their goal to stop the sorceress Ultimacia. The unconventional draw and junction system was adopted as the new style of gaining abilities and powering up characters, assisting the series in moving away from its traditional leveling systems. Number 5, Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yes, baby! I knew Tactics was going to be on here. Let's go. So this is okay. We got 7, we got 9, 6. Those will probably be the top 3. So what'll be 4? One of the new ones? 14? I don't know.
The idea of a tactical base.
People don't really like the new ones as much, though. It should be 7, 9, 6. I'll probably be like number 3 is 9, number 2 is 7, number 1 is 6, probably. Yeah, we'll see.
Based role-playing game ran over with great success in this title. The game returned back to its 32-bit roots, but combined it with 3D isometric battlefields, rendering a whole new style the franchise hadn't seen yet, along with an
Well, number 4 is Tactics Advanced, because that's the one I played more of. I played more Tactics Advanced.
unforgettable class system. Tactics takes place in the kingdom of Ivalice, which is in the midst of an internal struggle following a 50-year-long war, and the death of the king, resulting in a power vacuum. The game received a retelling in 2007 with the release of Final Fantasy Tactics: The War of the Lions on PSP.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Do you think Tetra might be watching this same sunset?
Number 4, Final Fantasy IX.
What the fuck? It's 4? Fuck you. There's not 3 games better than this. Is there? I swear if they put one of the... Oh no, 10! No! There's no way they're gonna put 10 over 9. Oh my god. They're gonna put 10 as number 3. I'm gonna be so fucking mad.
Number 9 was perhaps the franchise's last attempt to return to its roots, following the darker themes from the previous entries in the series. The 9th installment sought to go back to cartoony character designs that referenced the retro entries, and even featured some returning characters, such as...
Yeah, it was a throwback. It was also medieval, though. It was, like, not a modern steampunky thing.
Garland from the first Final Fantasy game.
Garland is back.
What begins with a theater troupe plotting to kidnap the Princess Garnet turns into an even bigger quest where each character has to struggle with their own identity. Overall, the game serves as a nice nostalgia blast for longtime fans. But one thing still feels weird. That bizarre Coca-Cola tie-in commercial.
I don't know if that's doing anything, but what I will say is... It is 10. I don't know, I shouldn't have skipped forward. I was trying to get past this dumb Coca-Cola thing. So... You could call it nostalgia and all that, that's fine. Final Fantasy IX is the first non-Pokemon RPG that I ever played. So it wasn't nostalgia for me. Now it was the first one I played, so maybe I think higher of it because of that. But I played 9 and then 7. I was playing Pokemon before that. And then I played like 4 later, 6 the latest. Then 1 and actually I played 1 and 2 before 6. Yeah, I played and so and then 10 was in there somewhere. I never played 8. And then 12 later, yeah. I was an adult by all that time. So, but 9 was the first one I played. So it wasn't about nostalgia for me. I just think it's the best one. So I don't think it's fair to be like, oh, you know, it's nostalgia or whatever. I don't think that's completely fair. I think it is the best one. So to put it 4 below Final Fantasy X, which is an uneven game, okay, I think is nonsense.
Nostalgia blast for longtime fans. But one thing still feels weird. That bizarre.
Okay, yeah, whatever.
Number 3, Final Fantasy X.
Bro, there's no way this game's better than 9. How is this game better than 9? How? It has voice acting that's like fucking uneven and memed about. It's long. You can do more than 9999 damage. I don't see it. The sphere grid, it's innovative, I guess. But
Look.
This breakthrough title brought Final Fantasy into the age of full 3D environments and voice acting, as it was the first in the series to be released on the PS2.
Hi, guys. Howdy.
bro, you tell me this game's better than 9? Fuck out of here.
In the world of Spira, a colossal monster known as Sin has ravaged the world for centuries, and it falls upon Tidus, who unexpectedly arrives in Spira to guide Yuna on her pilgrimage to defeat Sin.
It's actually pronounced Tidus.
Featuring an unforgettable cast of characters and possibly the best love story in the series, the
What? Tidus and Yuna? The best love story.
game was the last to implement a turn-based battle system, yet it still felt very engaging and tactical. Sometimes it's best to stick with the basics.
Don't say it isn't worth it. Because it is.
Number 2, Final Fantasy VII.
So we knew this was going to be number 2, sort of, because I cheated. I already saw the top JRPG one, so I know they picked 6 as number 1. So I guess the big swerve here is they picked 6 over 7, but I already kind of knew that. But I still can't get over them saying that Tidus and Yuna is the best. Bro, Zidane and Garnet, bro, the ending of that game is like one of the first times a piece of media ever made me cry. Okay? It's like when I watched the end of Dragon Ball Z, and when I watched the end of Final Fantasy IX, I cry. Final Fantasy X never moved me almost at all, honestly. The voice acting and the weird story with, like, it had good ideas, but, like, it didn't make me feel anything. Whatever. Anyway, 7's great. 7's another good game. When Severa, I mean, I know they put 7 over 10, so I don't have to argue. I think everyone knows 7's better than 10. But I would argue that 9 is better than 10, for sure, and even 7. But 7 has, obviously, Sephiroth killing Aerith, spoilers. That shit hits me in the feels, obviously. You don't want to compare Cloud and Aerith as a love story to Tidus and Yuna, fine. But, first of all, fucking, Final Fantasy VI has Celeste and, Locke. Tidus and Yuna. Cecil and Rosa and 4 is better than Tidus and Yuna. Tidus and Yuna is mid, bro. It's mid.
This highly anticipated game is probably the one that introduced you to the franchise. And honestly, what else is there to be said about
No, it was 9. Meh, so there.
it that fans don't already know? From its influence in narrative, combat systems, and some really fun minigames throughout the adventure, Final Fantasy VII did it all
Sephiroth!
for those who had a PS1.
I played this game too much. This little mini game, the motorcycle one. I played this one so many times at Gold Saucer.
With too many memorable moments.
Oh yeah, this shit. This scene. Look, I'm not gonna act like this is. Look, 7 is a great game. Okay, I'm not gonna argue. I'm not mad if you put 7 ahead of 9. I know that's the general consensus. I like 9 more. It's my favorite game of all time. But 7 is like in my top 5. I think I would go FF9, Chrono Trigger, Grand Theft Auto 3. Probably. Well, Final Fantasy 7 or like Pokemon, maybe. Like Pokemon Gen 2, maybe. So...
Moments to mention, the series of prequels and sequels, and its own movie, it's no question as to why this is the best-selling game in the franchise.
Can't argue with that.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Wait,
All hail Sephiroth.
Oh, Crisis Core. Yeah.
Huh? And Gio, stay back.
Did people like 14? I don't remember. I was thinking of Dissidia. I thought of it. I was like, but once we got past like tactics, I was like, Dissidia is not going to be this high. I thought Dissidia might have made like between 7 and 10. But yeah. Yeah, 5. I mean, I own 5. I got in that like 5 and 6 bundle. It's called like, for PS1, it's called like Final Fantasy, whatever. Like, 1 and 2 is Origins, and then like 3 and 4 is like oh no, not 3. So it's, what is it? I forget. I have to edit this part out. So I own 5, but I never played it. I've never been compelled to. Because it's on the same game disc as 6, which is just a better game. So, like, whenever I open it, I'm like, oh, I could just play 6, which I've never beaten. So I'm not going to play 5 before I beat 6, is what I think. But I always struggle to beat 6, even though I love it. So...
Number 1, Final Fantasy VI.
Yeah. Deserved. Earned. Even though I've never beat it.
Now, this vote was close, and we mean really close, between 6 and 7. In the end, it was ultimately the 6th installment that won out to be the unsurpassed title in the series. Originally released as Final Fantasy III in North America, the game was the last to be released on the SNES, and yet it was way ahead of its time. This was in part thanks to a diverse and colorful cast of characters, the elaborate summons, compelling storyline filled with amazing cinematic moments, that opera sequence, and of course, the greatest villain in the series in the form of Kefka Palazzo.
Kefka over Sephiroth.
It all adds up to one of the most unprecedented role-playing experiences of all time. Do you agree with our list? Which Final Fantasy title did you find legendary?
The Bahamut must not be allowed to fall on the city of Ravenasta. We are preparing to ram her. Do not interfere.
For more awesome top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
I should play that Lord of the Lions remaster. But yeah, I mean, FF10's way too high, but I think 4 is better than 10. I think Taxes is better than 10. I think Taxes Advance is better than 10. Yeah. Oh, is 10 better than 12? See, that's the thing I was... Because the thing is, I beat 10. I can never beat 12. I haven't beaten 6. So it's like... oh, you beat 10, but you didn't beat 6. Yeah, I know. I still... to me, between 12 and 10. I don't know. But I think the rest of it's pretty on point, yeah. 6, 7, and 9 are the top 3. Not 10. Get 10 the fuck out of there.